Good afternoon folks, Ron Bishop from Timaru Tourist Promotions Limited. I'm standing on the corner of George Street and Stafford Street, looking south up Stafford Street. And I'm going to go up there and I'm going to take a photo or a video clip of everything, all the buildings, all the old Edwardian and Victorian buildings. So here we go. Our first building is what I call the old Government Life Building, because it was the Government Life Building when I first came to Timaru 35 years ago. But there it is, it's a handsome looking building. There are no tenants on the ground floor, but I see it's sold. The building has been sold. I'm walking up Stafford Street. Many of these buildings are empty. There's no one renting them on the ground floor. But some of the architecture here is quite striking. There's the Royal Garden Chinese Restaurant. The Royal Garden Chinese Restaurant, looking quite smart. Here is the oldest building in Timaru. It used to be called the Excelsior Hotel. It's now called the Malbus. The old Excelsior Hotel. Looking down the street, down the hill, southwards. Looking down the street, northwards I should say. This is north. Of all the buildings in Timaru, this would have to be the best. I would say it's the best. It's the Theatre Royal. Belongs to the council, and it's the Theatre Royal, where everything happens in the Theatre Royal. We might get in there and I'll show you, if I get in there one day, I'll show you what's inside there. It's absolutely fantastic. Yes, I tried to promote this building once before, but the council wouldn't let me. They reckon they can promote it better. But there it is, the Theatre Royal. Alongside the Theatre Royal we have Computer Service Centre, Burnt Toast Custom Tattoo and Piercing there, and Heath's Vacuum Centre. Vacuum cleaners. There's the Red Cross shop, Timaru, New Zealand Red Cross. The Red Cross shop, Timaru. Well painted up and designed. The cyclery. The cyclery giant, the cyclery. Alongside the cyclery is Timaru Christian Bookshop and Resource Centre. Timaru Christian Bookshop and Resource Centre looks like it's just had a coat of paint. Alongside them is the Stafford Street Bakery. Dine in or take away at the Stafford Street Bakery. They're the Turks, the Turkish kitchen and takeaway. Turkish kitchen and takeaway. Across the road on the other corner is FitBiz. FitBiz, Total Home Fitness Solutions. There you are, hire fitness solutions. Fitness equipment. Gary's Bakery no longer exists, but alongside them we have KM Electronics. KM Electronics. Tools and equipment. Tools and equipment, this man sells new and second-hand tools. This is Southern Motorcycles, Kawasaki Motorcycle World. There you are, you want a motorcycle? That's the place to go. Motorcycle World. Another one of the oldest buildings in Timaru, the Carlton Hotel. The Carlton Hotel. Alongside the Carlton Hotel is this Distiller's Warehouse. Distiller's Warehouse. And there's Lasers for Industry. Lasers for Industry. Rotary lasers, dot lasers, line lasers, combination lasers, lasers, distant meters. It's all there in the lasers industry. Resine, automotive and light industrial paints. DuPont paints, resine. There's tattoos, that's where you get a tattoo. In Timaru, it's alongside Mitch's Catering Limited. Mitch's Cafe, Mitch's Catering Limited. All the different architecture, designs. Nothing's the same, it's all different, each building's different. Punjab Indori Indian Restaurant, there you are. You want some hot stuff? Go to the Punjab Tandoori Indian Restaurant. This was the Timaru Saddlery and Harness. They've moved out of there, but this is a fine looking building. Victorian or Edwardian, something like that. We're on the corner of Stafford Street and North Street. Corner of Stafford Street and North Street. And we're heading north again, down the right hand side of the street. First building on the right hand side is called Super Liquor. Super Liquor, Spates prior to the south. There you are, get all your takeaway liquor from that store there. Stewart and Moffat, authorised dealers of pedals, suspension products, classic engineering and wheel alignments. We're looking at brake specialists, brake and clutch repairs. Brake specialists. This building here is looking for some tenants. It's got over here a vegetarian grocery shop, but unfortunately it's closed. Mustn't be enough business. Nice little quaint building over there, antiques. Serendipity Antiques, there you are. Get your antiques in there. This building over here is the home of Secretarial Services. This is where it works. Secretarial Services and some other tenants in there as well. Averis and Box, Auto Electricians. Averis and Box, Auto Electricians. There they are. Henshaw Quality Cars. Henshaw Quality Cars there. Focused on quality, competitive on price. Here they are, and they've got a yard across the road here as well. Henshaw Quality Cars. Here's Alden House, Iraqi Hostel. This used to be the City Hotel. It's now called Alden House, Iraqi Hostel. Trading World. No longer trading. That place is empty. There's a bit of activity around it, but I don't think anyone's trading in there. St. Vincent de Paul Society. St. Vincent de Paul Society is in there. Alongside St. Vincent de Paul Society is the Warehouse Stationery. Warehouse Stationery have a huge range at low prices. Warehouse Stationery. Here is another very old building. Timaru Gladstone, Board of Works, built in 1874. Handsome old building, built 1874, long time ago. Alongside the Timaru Gladstone building is Danny's Internet Cafe, computer DIY shop. Danny's Internet Cafe. Pet shop there, Master Pet. You want a pet? Go to the House for Pets. No, how's this for pets? 50 odd years ago, you would have been able to go to a movie, watch a movie in this movie theatre, this old movie theatre. You're not too sure what's going to happen to it, but there it is. Across the road is the Reader's Book Exchange. Reader's Book Exchange, that's an old building too. An old white stone building by the look of it. Alongside it in there is Newman's Pianos. Newman's Music Works, actually. Newman's Music Works. Large building there. Looks like 3 stories. Not too sure what it is. South Life is the sign. I think it's a Christian. I think the Christians have bought it. It's called South Life. Here's the old National Bank of New Zealand, where I used to bank many years ago. The National Bank of New Zealand is now called Bar One. I believe it's a nightclub called Bar One. Back on George Street again, and I'm looking up Stafford Street. Looking south up Stafford Street. And across the road here we have Cheng's Chinese Restaurant. This is Cheng's Chinese Restaurant. This is looking at Stafford Street northwards at Stafford Street, on the corner of St George Street. And this is looking at St George Street, up towards the Timaru District Council buildings. And this view is looking south on Stafford Street. And George Street runs further down here to the old railway station.